So how would I... Okay. Copied, paste, and pin. Look at that. Over here, learning new stuff every day. Hi. This is fun. Can you guys hear me okay? This is exciting. Let's see. View. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Thank you. How do I pin? Is that... Maybe post it. Blah, blah. That is so cool. Okay, so here's what I'll do. I'll take this one and I'll pin the message. Look at me. Oh, that's crazy. Nice transfer. Thank you. Thank you. Never used this before in my life. It's a little different because it's backwards. Hold on, my baby's crying. Nice transfer. So, again, if anybody wants to join and we can chit-chat a little bit, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. I was always curious on how to do this because I'm going to be using this for my subscriber giveaway. And I'm like, man, I need to learn this somehow, but I always forget that that's what I want to do. You feel like a proud mama? I have somebody. Omar D. Okay, I'm going to add you to the stage, Omar. How's it going?
Yo, hello?
Hi.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Give me 1 second. How's it going, Omar? Can't hear you, though. If you're talking. Can't hear you, sweetie. Maybe having some technical difficulties, you guys. Send him a little message. Okay, he left. Oh, I couldn't hear him. Yeah, he's probably driving, working. This is so cool. Anyway, so I did want to actually talk about something though, because oh my God, I know I went back and forth on this. But right now, oh, it's so nice to not have to use my phone so I can reference things and show you guys things. So right now, I'm pulling up my DoorDash account. Right now, this is my ratings that I'm working with on DoorDash, right? 24% acceptance rate. And it's been fluctuating between 26 and I think the lowest that I've gotten so far since I did that like accept every order challenge from a 0% acceptance rate. I think the lowest I got was an 18, which was the start of that the video I just posted, which by the way, the video I just posted, you guys, why does it only have 544 views? What's going on? Was it not a good video? Was there something wrong with it? I'd love to know feedback. That one didn't do very good at all. And I thought that it would, because it's very rare that you would get a really good day on DoorDash like that. But anyways, regardless, that video I started out with a 18%, and I didn't post my ending of it of what my acceptance rate was afterwards, but it's at a 24 now after that day, which is cool. Like 24, cool. But I think as hard as it's going to make my brain hurt in my head, better than a 6%. Yeah, true. I mean, like I said, I started out at a 0%. I started at a 0% acceptance rate. 0% acceptance rate. And I know a lot of people tell me that acceptance rate doesn't matter. I hear it in every video. Why are you doing that to yourself? Acceptance rate doesn't matter. Why are you trying to get it? Acceptance rate doesn't matter. Well, at the end of the day, it's my account, not yours. So I'm going to try to do it. But I think I'm going to have to do another accept every order. I think that's just what I'm going to have to do to at least get me out of the 20s. I've been in the 20s and I've been picky with it. And I think that I'm going to have to do it again. Maybe 2 or 3 days worth of just taking every order. Just to get me, like, my goal isn't 75%. My goal isn't top dasher. I mean, you can't just immediately shoot to the top goal. You have to, like, have something. Right now, my goal is 35%. If I can get 35% and maintain 35%, then I'll shoot to 45% or 50%. And then I see somebody in the studio. I'll put you in just one moment. But I think it's time. I want my main goal right now is just to get it to 50% to get some kind of priority access on orders to see if there's a difference that I notice. And then, because I did realize too that since, right, do what you have to do. I do realize since I'm not getting good orders on DoorDash, it's making me not take as many. And on DoorDash, to get into the LOP, you have to be taking at least 100 orders per month. And now that I think about it and I'm thinking back on it, I don't think I'm taking 100 orders per month. I think my orders right now are at 834 lifetime deliveries. That's not crazy. That's not crazy at all. All right, I'm going to join you in, Chef. How's it going?
Chef.
Hey, how you doing?
What's going
How's it
on?
going?
Good, just getting home from working all day.
Chef.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm here.
How's it going?
What is that? Like,
I'm here.
maybe it's me. Is it me? Am I messing up people's audio? Anybody who's used StreamYard, am I messing it up? Should I be using like headphones or something? I have some headphones I can use. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. Is it me? Am I the drama? Am I the drama, guys? All right, let's see again. All right, we'll try this again.
Can you
Hello?
hear me again?
I can hear you good. What's up?
Oh, there's like a delay.
I think it's just because of the StreamYard in itself.
Oh, okay.
So what are your opinions on do you do gig work?
Yeah, so I live in Youngstown. I used to go all the way to Avon just to do Instacart.
I know a lot of people who come all the way out here just to do Instacart.
Yeah. I used to do the Meijer and the Costco.
I have a little group of friends that I text, and they live in like Cleveland, and they drive out here, or they'll go to Seven Hills. But it's this Avon, and that's what I think messed my Avon up, because I used to love going out to Avon, and now everybody else comes out there, and they have so many different stores that are with Instacart, and it's just oversaturated now. There's nothing.
Yeah, especially since, what was that store called? Heinen's?
Heinen's, yeah.
Yeah, ever since they stopped messing with Instacart, there's a lot less orders.
I haven't even seen. I must have not been on Instacart enough to see them on Heinen's. I know that they're on a Point pickup, an app called
Okay.
Point.
You know
Now,
what's crazy? I just found out why there was an echo. Because
what
when you join StreamYard or whatever, it opens up in a
a
like a
different,
browser. In a
yeah.
browser. So my YouTube, I had premium, so it was still playing.
Oh, oh.
Yeah,
How's
so
it
that's
going, Omar?
Am I here now?
there
You're
you
here
go.
now.
Oh yes. What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
We're good.
Good.
Oh my God, this is so cool.
Wow.
You know what's crazy? I'm mad I just found you like 2 days ago.
I'm not,
Yeah.
I found you
Yeah,
like a
because
week ago too. I'm not gonna
it's
lie.
crazy. My bad. Go ahead.
Oh no. I was saying I found you. I found her channel like 2 days ago as well. So
Yeah. It's because like no other gig tubers I was watching had videos out. So it's
yeah.
giving me like random people. So I was like, oh, I usually just put it on in the background because I'll be driving around by myself
Mm-hmm.
and I'll be listening to it, trying to get, tips and tricks. Like it took me like 2 years to get good. Like I make 200 a day, but
Nice.
I had to drive around. Like now I go to Pittsburgh every day and I make at minimum 200. Like I had $180 order for one person yesterday.
So you're technically driving out of state to work?
Wow.
Basically, yeah.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, I do
it's
that.
like 45-minute drive, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, let me look because I'm not good with geographics. Where the hell is Youngstown at?
It's
I'm about to
south.
look.
Youngstown. I never heard of that. Youngstown.
It's a
Young-
little town and like they got Meyer out here. That's about it, and Sam's Club, but
You are
there's no Costco.
77 miles away and you would drive all the way out here for Instacart?
Yeah. Because
What
out
Wow.
what state
here,
is?
when I first
Oh,
started,
Youngstown.
my goal was like 100. If I could make 100, that was a great day. But then one day I just traveled into Cleveland, and then I got a big order in Avon, and I was like, "Oh, Avon's where all the money's at." So I used to drive out there to make the big money.
Wow. That's crazy. I think the furthest I've driven was maybe 35 minutes. 35 minutes tops.
Yeah, I mean, you learn over the years. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to just
Yeah.
do one app at a time, and like I didn't know you could stack like Uber Walmarts with regular Spark Walmarts. And double your money.
Mhm.
And
You're
yeah,
not
it's
supposed
crazy.
to.
I mean, not that I do it at all, you know.
It
Yeah,
makes
I
sense
know.
model wise.
So, Omar, what apps do you use?
I use Instacart, Walmart Spark, DoorDash, and Uber Eats.
So my apps, right? You pretty much the
Uh,
ones I use, right?
I
What
don't know what to use, but if that's what you use, yeah.
yeah, those main four
Oh,
ones.
really? Okay, yeah.
What's your
I
favorite out of those?
okay. So since I've done Instacart the longest, I would say that's the one I know how to do the most. But I would say Walmart Spark is the best, like paying wise, and also you just have to go to the self checkout and just scan the code. It's just easier. It pays better, so I would have to say Spark is my favorite.
So, are there ever days that you do Spark and like you basically pretty much do Spark all day, then the next day you'll take an Instacart order and just start putting the things in the bags without scanning them?
No, I would. Well, whatever app gives me the most orders, then I will do. So I would like have all apps on, and then whichever makes sense to do, I'll do it. But I do kind of have a system. So like in the morning, I would do Uber Eats and Instacart, and then during the afternoon, I would do Spark. So
Yeah,
that's
I just like when I first started Spark out and I was like, oh, this is crazy. And I started using Spark more often. And that's pretty much when I started like using Spark as my main app no matter what. When I would do Instacarts after that, I would like think that it was a Spark and I would be like in Aldi's or My or something like that. And I would have bagged like 7 things and looked at the screen like, damn, I didn't scan any of this. Like, I gotta go back and take them all out and scan them because for
yeah.
Spark, you don't have to actually sit there one by one and scan everything. I love that process of Spark. It is literally like, I think all
Yeah,
apps should have that.
but honestly, you've been getting great Sparks because I missed the old Spark Pay. Like I've been seeing like $16, 20, maybe 25, a random 40 here and there. but like Sparks went downhill with pay like crazy.
I'm hoping that doesn't happen over here. I'm
I
really hoping.
know that's why I'm like I said I'm mad. I just found you because like I stopped going up there because everything was dead and going down in pay.
Right. See, now, when it comes to Spark the pickups, every time I try to give the pickups a chance, every single
Oh,
freaking
that's
time I
trash.
give them a chance, they
I
mess
hate
up.
them. Yep, and they take forever.
That's what I mean. Like that, I'll sit out there and it'll be like a good order. Like I think I did a live. I was on a $50-something order. Cool. It was like 4 or 5 miles. I was waiting for over an hour, and I'm not calling a store. I'm not doing all of that. So the employees
Exactly.
not
Big
doing
waste of
it.
time.
Big waste of time. That's why I've come to realize if you just deny the pickups and only do shops, they'll send you more shops.
Yeah, the algorithm knows, and I see that. I see it as more because you get the first come first serves, you get the round robins, so it's like I get a ton of round robins. Let's see, are you on Spark? Like it's not your main app though.
It's like my second app.
So my metrics on Spark, we're gonna pull up
Mhm.
metrics here.
Oh man, you don't want to know my metrics. I'm getting them up there though.
So for some reason, I was at like a 2% accepted offers on Spark. Now I'm a 54. You can't see that. I'm a
Damn.
54 accepted offers. So I haven't really worked because I've been dead, but
Mm.
Yeah.
we're gonna
I'm
see
at
if that makes a difference.
I'm at like 27 now, but that's just because I've been doing them a lot lately. Like I found this one area in PA that's really good with like stacking the Uber Walmarts and the Spark Walmarts. So I've been doing a bunch over there. But yeah, so what happened is when I first got the app, I turned it on and I fell asleep and I just had all these orders coming in. So it lowered my acceptance rate to like 10 and
Damn.
I've never gotten it back up. But I think it matters. A lot of people say it don't, but I think it does.
I would say I think the only app that I don't think it really matters is Instacart. I will definitely wholeheartedly say that. Agree to
I would have to
disagree if
disagree.
anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would disagree with. Yeah,
I
I
did.
think they all matter, but you know.
So I've gotten two 100 plus orders on Instacart. One was 121 and one was that Sam's Club order. I don't know if you guys gotten that back far in the videos, but I got $132 Sam's Club a couple weeks ago. And both of those, I got those while I was a gold cart. Platinum, I don't really, whatever, but I've been all three.
Right.
Diamond cart, I've literally was the most trash 3 months of my life that I've had Diamond
Yeah.
Cart. No
But
good
did you get
order.
it in the afternoon or the morning?
I've tried it all, morning, afternoon. I know
Nah,
after around 6 o'clock, I kind of like really focus more on the sparks because after a certain time, Instacart just kind of like dies down over here.
yeah, after like 5.
Yeah.
Nah, cause something I've noticed with all the apps is like 3:30. I feel like a lot of people go home, they gotta go pick up their kids,
Um.
stuff like that, and it picks up a lot,
So
and you
it's
get
been a
those better
pleasure
orders.
meeting you guys.
Yeah, so I think Instacart for me in my market, I think Instacart has the worst like the only thing that's good about Diamond Cart in my eyes was like it said priority access to orders, but bye Omar. But
Later, Omar.
the priority access to orders were cool, and I would get some decent ones. Like it wasn't absolute trash. I'd get
Right.
some decent ones, 50, 60s, maybe a 70. But for the most part, it was just like, okay, you're in the proximity of the store. You will see this shit order before somebody else sees this shit order and takes it. But
Yeah.
Spark, like I said, I haven't really seen much lately. Uber, I'm not even attempting with Uber because they literally just welcome back. I
No,
don't
I was
Uber.
saying I have to go pick up my sister, so it was a pleasure to talk with you guys, and hopefully you can do this more again.
Good luck,
Thank
bro.
you.
Yes, thank you.
Have a
You
good
guys have
day.
a good one. You
You
too.
too.
But Uber, I'm not even attempting with Uber. Like the only thing I pretty much use Uber for is if I like a filler app. If something good pops up, I usually cut Uber on like halfway through my Walmart Spark shop to see if I can get a good pickup order.
Right.
Um, and my Walmart doesn't care. They know me. They don't care if I stack orders. I could pick up
Yeah.
a Spark order and an Uber order at the same time, and they won't say anything. But
I mean, try it at night because what was it? It was the other night. I turned on Uber just randomly. And they sent me 50s, 60s, 70s, and then I got 90 and then 97 for a Walmart Spark. Two people, 12 miles. And I was like, wow, $97. And what's cool about that, about Uber Walmarts, is they have what's I don't know, I don't think they have it out here in Ohio, but it's reservations. So
mhm.
like they'll say like, oh, $24 at 12 o'clock. And it might be $50, but you can reserve it so you know, okay, at 12 o'clock I got an order at least. At least I got something coming in, you know?
Let me see. What would that be under the? Okay, I see
You
reservations.
go to opportunities and then reservations, yeah.
New opportunities coming. Check soon. Clear filters.
Yeah, see, in PA they got it. But when I come home to Youngstown, it's like they don't have it out here.
I've seen other people have that, but I've never really seen it. I get a lot of good Uber pickup Walmart not shops but pickups around
Right.
like 8 o'clock. And I have noticed that there will be sometimes even the same order. Like I think there was a video that I posted about it. I was in and was waiting for a Walmart Spark order, wasn't coming in, or like they weren't bringing it out to me. And
Yeah.
then I dropped it, and then 2 seconds later, it popped up on my Uber app. Same
Oh
order,
wow.
like $15 more, and on top of it, you get that pay right then and there. There is no wait.
Exactly.
So if I was to do a pickup order now that I know that information, I
Yeah.
would be more inclined to do it on Uber because I feel like those are orders that people have waited for Spark, but he's either dropped it or just not even attempted to pick them up because they sucked in pay.
True.
And you will
Yeah,
have
that's what I usually do is do a pickup on Uber and try to get a shop on Spark, like
so
at the same time.
do you let's answer this question real quick. Rashim asked who is the biggest role model in my life. That's a hard question to ask because there's a lot of different people in my life that would do that, but man, because everybody would shoot to like their parents, their mom, their dad, and my mom is a huge role model, and so is anybody in my household, my children. I feel like just my husband's dancing right now, so he's distracting me. But I would say like role model wise, and it's weird to say, but like my kids, man, because it's like they look up to you. They're you gotta be mom, you gotta be dad.
1,000%.
Like
Yep.
my kids are the ones who put the most weight on the decisions that I make. So I look up to them to be able to be better than me, even if I'm great or not great or whatever the case may be. So to answer your question, I know that it's been up for a while. I pinned it so I would remember to answer that question.
But
Um,
you know what's crazy though? So I haven't done Instacart out in Ohio in a minute, right?
mhm.
The first weekend I do it out here, I get COVID just like you. I just got COVID. I tested positive Tuesday, like
Oh,
last Tuesday. And it was funny when I saw your video and your post, like, oh man, I'm quarantined. I got COVID. I was like, see, it's that Ohio.
I
I
don't know
don't know
where
what it
it
is.
came from. I don't know where it came from, but I knew I got off of my live on Monday. I finished some Spark incentive that I needed to get, and thank God I did that.
Yeah, I saw.
Because I went home and I took a nap and I woke up and it felt like my body was just being pulled to the floor viciously.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've never felt this before. This has to be COVID. This has to be the
It's
COVID.
crazy. I had no symptoms, just like you. No, I didn't lose my taste or nothing. It just felt like somebody was punching me in my shoulder blades. Like it's a weird thing. So I was like, oh, let me go get checked out. And they tested me, and I was like, nah, this is a joke. Like I haven't had COVID at all ever. And like I'm from New York, so I was in New York when this started in the Bronx, and this whole time never got COVID. And then I come out here one weekend and boom, get COVID.
Sorry. So,
Yeah, Ohio people, man, y'all don't care.
yeah, no, it's it's crazy. No, luckily we're getting better. It was
That's
my
the thing.
first time having COVID too. We tested the baby and he had it, so I'm guessing he had
Oh,
it
that's
first.
rough.
And when the baby's sick, the parents get sick, no doubt. So,
Yeah.
but
Well,
he would
see,
just
mine's the opposite because I'm a single father and I got two little ones. I got a 4 and a 7-year-old, and I got COVID. I tested them like 3 times, and they still don't have it.
yeah. My oldest son, he didn't get it, but my niece got it, and my youngest son got it. My husband didn't get it. And I'm
Right.
like, let's just buy some spray disinfectant because
I went through 3 bottles.
I'll tell you what, I'm so glad that if I was going to get it, that it wasn't this weekend because I need to get out and work. I'm glad it was a Monday through Thursday type of deal.
Right.
Then I don't even know what the rules are for COVID anymore. If I have to wear a mask, if I have to be out for 5 days. I called the schools. They were like, well,
Mm.
how long do you want to keep her out? And I'm like, well, she tested positive. Isn't that 5 days? And they were like, it's up to you, really. I'm like, what?
Oh, wow.
Like,
See,
is
I
that
told
why?
you, Ohio people. They're like, hey, she got COVID. It's all right. Give her some cough medicine under the school.
Right. So
But
do you do DoorDash?
so this is the thing, because I watch like Pedro and um like mad other people that do DoorDash, like Nova,
Mm-hmm.
um Dash and Trader, and I watch them and they do DoorDash. I could never get into DoorDash. Like I have it and I'll do it if I'm bored. Like if I haven't done nothing in like an hour and a half, I'll just throw DoorDash on and do it. But
Mm-hmm.
there's never been an order that I thought was worth it. And two, I've never hit like $200 in a day on there. And I'm like, how are these people doing it?
Because they're on that LOP and they're in they got the diamond stuff. I
Yeah,
and that was my biggest thing with DoorDash too, because I would use it as a filler app like I do Uber. I didn't really take it seriously. DoorDash was the first app that I ever got approved on, and that was like about 3 years ago. And I would just do it randomly, and I would maybe make $60 here, $70 there, but it was like an app that I'm not going to go out and leave my house or quit my job to do.
yeah,
But then I started to get on Instacart and Spark and Uber and all that other stuff. But
right.
I'm trying to see more opportunities with DoorDash too, because sometimes if you said you just subscribed like 2 days ago, I am a priority shopping person. I love to shop. I don't know why.
Right.
Sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's harder, sometimes it takes me 2 hours and I could have made the same amount doing food delivery. But
Right.
sometimes it's easier to just go into a restaurant, pick food up, and go drop it off.
Yeah, true.
And with Uber, there's no chance that I'm getting anything that they're offering with their Uber Ones or their tiers or whatever the heck. Like
You know what's crazy? Today I did a like I was bored. I was waiting for the 10 o'clock Costco drop, and at like 9 o'clock, Uber sent me a $10 for 1 mile 4 item shop. So I did that. Just bang out $10. Have you ever heard of a lady called Gig Mom?
Gig Mom, I think. Yeah, I think
She-
we met actually.
She's in Florida.
Oh no, then maybe.
Yeah. Nah, the only reason why I asked is because down where she's at on her DoorDash, she
Mhm.
can make it so she only gets shopping orders.
Yeah, my mom. So do you have Android or iPhone?
I got Android.
So my mom has an Android and she's able to do that, but I can't.
Yeah, I can't either. I because once I saw that, I was like, oh, if I could do DoorDash just shopping, that'd be cool. So I went and I looked, and I can't do it either.
Yeah, the only thing that I have delivery preference is cash on delivery. That's the only thing I have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm not sure about that, but I know that I was trying to get some input for people who do have like platinum for DoorDash to see if
Yeah.
it's what the difference that they've seen between so if anybody's in the comments or watching that has it, feel free to join. Um
It seems like Pedro's doing good with it.
Yeah, Pedro Hustle CLE has it, and he's in the LOP program. And like I
Okay.
said, I feel like the fact that I am not getting good orders on DoorDash, or I do get good orders. Let me not. I get good orders, but when I see a $25 shop or a $10 3 mile DoorDash, I'm like, let me go do the $10 shop or the $25 shop because I like shops
Yeah.
better. Sorry, my dog's being an absolute psycho right now.
Okay.
But she's look at her. Hold on.
Aw.
I don't know, she's growling. She wants me to take the toy out of her mouth. But
Exactly.
I feel like since I'm not getting those high priority access, even if it's $6 for 1 mile or $6 for 2 miles, like I will never get into the LOP program because I don't focus on DoorDash because I don't get those good orders. Now, if I were to, I would know. Like lately, because I was also in the really bad habit of leaving DoorDash on. I'll leave it on. I'll go in and I'll do my shop and I'll leave it on, and I'm getting order after order after order. And even if it's a good order, I can't take it because I'm in the middle of a shop.
Exactly.
And I broke that habit, so I'm able to maintain a good in the 20 radius. It's pretty mid to lower 20s on DoorDash
Right.
because right when you turn DoorDash on, they just hit you with the
Exactly.
trap. You have to decline at least 3 orders before they start to give you good orders. So
Exactly.
I feel
See,
like
sorry, go ahead.
no, you're fine. I feel like to protect my chances of being able to get into the LOP program with that 100 deliveries per month needed to qualify for it, I have to get above 50%.
Yeah, 50 is minimum. That's what I try to keep mine at. I'm at like 58 right now. But I was gonna say, I think we all have our comfortability. You know what I'm saying? Like we get into habits and routines, and sometimes we gotta break it. Like my big thing is like I'm in a good area and I get great orders. Like today I got an 80, a 58, and a 70, right? But that's not every single day. So on them days where I'm waiting 2 hours for an order or something, I could have been making money, throwing on DoorDash or taking a 25 here and a 20 here, and I could have made $50 where I made zero, and then like I said, with the whole DoorDash thing, I nothing is exciting to me, So if I could, sometimes I try to just break it. Like when I take my kids with me, I'll go do DoorDash, and I'll just do it all day, and I'll just take every single order, trying to get my acceptance rate up. But yeah, I think it's looking good for the people that are doing it, and it sucks. You see a lot more of these accept every order videos, and I feel like it's everybody's trying to get their acceptance rate up because the 80% that is doing well for, you know, it's 80 to 20. If you think, oh, I'm gonna have a 2% acceptance rate and be good, everybody's proving you wrong.
Right. Right, because the
So,
people who have it say it's worth it. And like I
yeah,
said, for me, the only one that I've had it on so far is Instacart, and Instacart wasn't really worth it for me. I feel like I get the same orders on Instacart that I would as Gold Cart as I do Platinum Cart or Diamond Cart. The
right.
only thing that's better is then oil change discounts. Them
Oh
oil
yeah.
change discounts are fire.
But see, that's true, but I don't do those. It's funny because like a friend of mine that does this, he'll spend like $20 and get an oil change on his brand new car. But I prefer, I don't know, I'm bougie, I guess, because I prefer to spend 90 and go to the dealership. Because like Valvoline and stuff, they use recycled oil.
Right.
Dealerships by law have to put brand new oil. I have 200. I put 180,000 on my car and never had any problems. Like nothing major, like routine stuff, light bulbs, tires, brakes, stuff like that, but nothing major. And I feel like because I spend that little bit of extra and get brand new full synthetic or whatever, my car's taking care of me and I'm taking care of my car.
Right. Yeah,
And it's
see,
made me way more money than I spend.
I do use Valvoline. I will say that I do use Valvoline, but I only use them because I've been using them for years and I know the people there. So
Right.
even if I didn't have Platinum, they still give me some discounts.
That's
Um, my dealership is trash. Like the other day, my car broke and I had to call them. I have a warranty with them, so if I take my car to them, it's $50 with a rental provided for like
right.
an extra. I think I pay like an extra $60 a month for it.
Oh,
And
okay.
every time I call them because I bought a Ford at a Hyundai dealership, they're like,
Mhm.
"Well, we don't know." So I ended up just fixing the car myself because
Yep.
it really wasn't that big of a problem. I kind of just wanted to ride around in a rental for a day. That was really the biggest.
You
Like,
want to destroy somebody else's car,
let
not
me
your
put
own.
some miles on somebody else's car for a second. But no,
Exactly.
they were giving me the biggest runaround, and I just feel like my dealership would try to wax me because you know
Right.
how they love to try to wax females because they think that they don't know what they're talking about.
Oh,
Because
definitely.
I call her and she's like, well, did you get it diagnosed or did you self-diagnose it? I said, ma'am, I'm looking at the problem right now. All it needs is a cap. And she's just like,
Yeah.
well, since you're diagnosing it yourself, when you get in here, we're going to have to diagnose it. It's going to be $200. And I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
Warranty. And she's like, well, we don't know if it's under your warranty. I'm like, ma'am, I'm telling you, it's what I signed up for. It's under my warranty. Like, what are you talking about? She's just
That's crazy.
Just
See, you
going
gotta you gotta try different dealerships.
I do. I actually got stuck and I love my car. I hope she's not listening so she'll break down on me. But I love my car. But I was forced into this car with my crappy credit that I had at the time, with the money that I had at the time, with what I could afford. This is what I got.
Right.
But after I'm done paying her off, which hopefully would be in the next couple years, I'm going to actually be able to look, because
Exactly.
thrown in. I bought a Ford at a Hyundai dealership, and when I bought it, it was already kind of messed up, so I took it back to them to fix it,
Right.
and they completely tore it up. So
That's like me. I bought a Ford at a Kia dealership.
yeah, and then they
Like I have a Kia, but I had to get another car for my baby mother, and she got a Ford.
yeah, and then they're like, well, we can fix it, get this warranty, and then you get the warranty. They're like, oh, we don't actually know what we're doing. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's so much cheaper to fix it yourself. Like my trunk, it stopped opening, right? And so I found out the problem. It's a trunk actuator. It's basically the mechanism that latches it. It's the electronic, right? So I said, "Oh, how much is that part?" "Oh, it's $120." So I Google it, the exact part number and everything. Amazon got it for $30.
Right. I got
So
my part at AutoZone for $12, and then the AutoZone dudes were like, well, do you need help putting it on? I'm like, no, I got it. They're all watching me put it on. Like, have you guys
Yep.
never seen somebody fix their own car? Like,
Yep.
I put my own brakes on the other day. I'm not spending $400 for
Oh,
somebody
that's
else's brakes on. We're
crazy.
not doing that. We're just gonna
Like I
do it
think
ourselves.
I think doing gig work, you should know like little things. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, the brakes, a light bulb, stuff
Changing
like
a
that.
tire,
Changing
plugging
a
a
tire.
tire.
Yeah, little things like that. When it comes to like big things like, oh, my water heater busted, then you take it to dealerships and mechanics. But I feel like you save so much more money by doing the little things yourself.
Definitely, for sure. It saved me hella. I mean, there is the point of like you can't claim it on your taxes because you bought the part yourself. You can only claim the part. You can't claim the labor because you didn't pay for
Yeah.
labor. It's like at the end of the day, because like you said, you take back onto gig work instead of cars.
Oh yeah, gig work. Sorry.
Like you were saying, you take your kids. I'm curious about that. You said you take your kids for DoorDashes.
Yeah, so like DoorDash, Uber Eats, because like, okay, so in Ohio, they funny about it. Like Spark, if I'm doing a pickup, they'll be like, "Oh no, you can't have nobody in your car." PA, I'm good, and I think in Cleveland, I'm good. I think I did it once, but just to save the hassle of getting them in and out the car all the time and blah blah blah, I'll just do DoorDash, run in, grab it, come back, deliver it. They can stay on their tablets, their phones, whatever,
So you're not worried about see, there was a thing that happened over here. It was more towards the Cleveland area of a chick who was doing DoorDash, and she went into a store to go pick up like a pizza order or something like that, and
Right.
somebody jumped into the car with her twins in there and
Right.
stole the car.
Oh,
And
no.
one of the twins unfortunately passed away. And ever since I heard that story,
Well,
I
see,
don't
my daughter is old enough to know what I do is when I get out the car, she jumps in the front seat and locks the doors.
okay.
And she'll just sit there on her tablet because I don't know what their infatuation with like sitting in the front seat is.
Any
But
kid.
any kid. So I'll be like, hey, jump up here, lock the door. When then I come back, I knock on the window, they open the door. I don't have much of a choice because I'm a single father and I
Right.
do this full time, So on weekends they have to come with me.
Right. So for me, it's like I prioritize. Well, okay. So let me rephrase this. If it's just me and the baby,
Yeah,
I prioritize on shopping
of course.
because he can't lock a door. He's
Right.
drooling in the back. He's having a blast staring at the. So I prioritize on shopping because if not, and I'm doing like I try not to even turn on the food delivery apps when I have him
Right.
because I have to take the entire car seat out or take him out of the car
Exactly.
seat and trying to put a baby back into a car seat when he's
Oh
pissed off
man, it's
at
the
that
worst.
point. Yeah. So usually I try to prioritize on shopping. That's probably where I got more towards into shopping.
Right.
Hi, Bomb City Dasher, dashing. I prioritize more into shopping because he gets to like look around and get out of the car seat for a little bit and stuff like that. But when I have my 12-year-old or my 9-year-old with me, they
Right.
stay in the car. So yeah, I get what you were saying with that. I just since
Yeah.
you were just in this area, I wonder that happened like last year to that
Oh
lady, and
wow.
everybody was like dogging her, and I'm just like, listen, I just did a
Right.
with I don't know if you subscribe to him, but if you don't, you should. He does docu series on GigTubers, and me and him just did an interview on Monday, and he asked me,
Who's that?
his name is My App Peeling Life. I'll post his link down in the comments.
Okay.
But he interviews him, and he asked me something along the lines of, I was just had COVID that day, so like I barely remember, but I remember saying like, they want parents to parent like they don't have jobs, and they want them to have jobs like they don't have kids. So it's
Right.
like you guys are over here dogging this chick for trying to put food on the table when
Exactly.
you're not.
She's
We're
just
not
trying to
dogging
be
the
a mom.
people. We're not dogging the people who's out here stealing people's cars with kids in them. Like
Exactly. I
so.
mean, the world is a whole different place now. It's different. Back in the day, that would have never happened. But yeah, it's hard. And like, I used to only do shops for my kids because, like I said, I have a good Costco and stuff like that. So I used to take them in, but they hated it. They'd be like, "Oh man, we gotta go in Costco again. We gotta go to Walmart. I hate this store.
They
Oh
hate it.
man, the cold section. I'm too cold." So
Oh,
I got tired of them like complaining about everything. I was like, "Bet, here's your tablet, here's your phone, here's a charger. Just sit in the back and ride out."
they hate it. Oh, that's
Everything.
that's probably the most part of why I don't do Costco orders anymore is because the kids hate it. They hate it, and I'm
Oh
like,
man.
you know what? I hate it too.
And you know what's crazy? Everybody's like, you got the most well-behaved kids. They're not running around screaming, crying, acting crazy, blah blah. I say, yeah, but you don't see them in the parking lot.
Yeah, yeah. That's most of them like, and from where I live, like for me to drive to Avon, it's literally just one city away, but it's a 25
Yeah,
minute 25 minute drive depending on traffic. So it's like, do
you're
I
by
want to
Lorraine, right?
like Illyria? Yeah. So I
No. Oh, so you're south of Lorraine.
Yeah, technically. I mean, it's like
Okay.
Lorraine, Illyria, Avon.
Yeah, they're all like super close to each other.
Yeah, like literally, probably. I'm about. I mean, because like I said, just traffic. Because no, Avon and Lorraine to me is not near any type of highway that would take me like 5 minutes to get to. Like the highways are about 10 minutes already away from each other. Then
Right.
another like whatever. So I really like cut down on Instacart because it's for me to drive all the way out to Avon to deal with the traffic out there, to deal with
Yeah.
the saturation of shoppers and DoorDash,
Oh man, I can't
everything
tell you.
out there. It's
The Costco in Avon is where I first learned about like little groups.
mhm.
Like, of everybody knowing everything and telling, oh, I got this order, oh, I just missed that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. They'd be like, what'd you get? Oh, what time did you get it? Oh, where's it going?
They
Like, where
will
I,
be out there. They're out. Like I've done a couple try to hit drops and
Mhm.
they're at like 9:30 and they're just out on their phones, just sitting right at the doors
At the
and
doors, yes.
and they're just ready for it. And I'm just like,
Hmm.
I can't do that. I'm not gonna fight for orders like that because for
Right.
them and what I noticed with them is that Instacart is their only app. So they have
Exactly.
to do that. To make the money, they have to do that. I don't have to do that. You
You know,
know?
I see a lot in Cleveland is people with two phones.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they'll be shopping an order and have another phone and be like scrolling.
And you know what? I don't knock anybody's practice. I do not knock it. Whatever.
Hey,
Like
do your
it
thing.
sucks. It sucks and you shouldn't do it, but you know what? We are not at a corporate job. Do what you gotta
Exactly.
do. Do what you
That's
gotta
right.
do. If you're out here, because I was sitting there thinking, and I don't want to put this in anybody's ear, But I was thinking, like, I was talking to my mom the other day. I'm like, damn, what if, like, you know, because she doesn't like the shopping orders. She likes the money from the shopping orders, but she don't like to do the shopping orders. And I'm like, man, what if it was just like, you find the orders, I shop them, you drop them off, and then we switch off phones, and I'll shop the next one, and you drop it off. I'm like, then we split the profits. Like that's what people are out here doing, and it's like get your money. It's literally that's why we don't have bosses, so we can take our kids, we can go on lunch breaks whenever we want, we can dirty stack orders, we can do all this stuff. That's why we don't have a boss.
Yeah, I think it's all crazy. Like I started doing this like 4 years ago, and I was a chef for 17 years. But this has gave me so much freedom, so much less stress, so much flexibility. Like December, my kids were sick like crazy, and then I got sick, so I had to take it off, and I didn't have to ask nobody, "Hey, can I please have this day off, please?" And him say no or yes, whatever. I could just be like, "Yo." Like when I got COVID, I took 5 days, and I said, "Okay, y'all stay here. Like we're all staying in the house for 5 days." I didn't have to ask nobody permission, nothing. You know, I didn't have to worry about getting fired.
The fact that I didn't even have to think about picking up a phone and calling an employer to tell them that I had COVID, for them to be like, man, that sucks. Like, send me a picture of your positive test by a doctor and this and doctor's notes. Like, thank God I didn't have to do that. I didn't even have to think about that. I'm sick. I'm not trying to think about any of that.
Exactly.
Like, it's just so much freedom, and people knock you like, go get a real job. I don't want one. I don't want one.
This is a real job. I make money. I work.
I'm making more money doing this than I have ever as not a server. I made pretty good money as a server, but as a manager for the same restaurant that I was serving at, I'm not making. I wasn't making as much as I am now. Like, I think that my paychecks then were like $1,200 a month, but then you had to add in the fact of childcare because you're working and you actually have to have childcare. If you don't have a babysitter, you can't just be like, oh, I know I'm a manager and I know I'm supposed to close today, but I don't have a babysitter, so I can't come in. It's not, I mean, I know some people probably do that because people don't have a good work ethic, but I can't do that.
Exactly.
You know?
Like my daughter was born on the 23rd of December, and I worked at it was like a 1%. Like it was the most expensive restaurant in New York City, like fancy French cuisine and everything. And I had to call them, and I felt bad because I was like, "Oh, I can't come in. My baby mother's giving birth, blah blah, on the 23rd of December." You know, but now I'm good. You know what's funny is I just watched your video today where you were talking about how you were a server and how you missed it sometimes. But like when I was my best paying job in New York City, I was a sous chef on 34th Street. And this was right before COVID hit. And I was making like 60,000. I just got my W-2s back for last year. I made over 80 something thousand. And I said, yo, I didn't have nobody to argue with. I didn't have a boss to have to report to. I didn't have to stress.
Drama.
Oh man, that's the best part. Like my brother-in-law, he's a union man. And he's like, oh, you should get, a job. This ain't gonna last forever, blah, blah, blah. It's not a real job. And I'm like, but bro, I don't have no problems. Like I don't like working with people. Like there's always some drama, some bickering, whatever the case may be. No matter how nice or mean you are, I don't have to deal with any of that.
And I think
that piece is the greatest.
I think that the people who do this as a full-time job, because it's hard to do this as a full-time job. One second, give me 2 seconds. Hello, Gene. That's my bodyguard, Gene. I love Gene. Anyways, but I did like this, and I'm gonna comment on it in a second. But I think that the people who do gig work as a full-time job, Trader, Pedro, I don't know if Nugs does it full-time anymore, but
no, I don't think he does.
Just people who do it as a full-time job, you can tell from their past that the jobs that they worked at, whether it be restaurant, I know most of them came from restaurants, had great work ethics, probably never called off. And if they did, it was only in cases of emergencies, would always come in if it was short staff, would pick up shifts, would do everything like that. And it's, we put the same work ethic, even if it's not a real job, we put the same work ethic into it as if it was we were going to a W-2. So the people
Exactly.
who aren't doing that and putting in the work ethic, yes, they should probably find a better job to where they don't have to work hard. Because I'll tell you one thing, being your own boss, waking up in the morning every day when you're chilling in bed or chilling at home and you're not trying to leave and you're like, man, I need to get out there, having that motivation to get yourself out there because you're your own boss is one of the hardest things to do about this. The
Exactly.
customer service. I think I posted something about if it's a skillless job, and surprisingly, a lot of people said it is a skillless job. You're just picking up food and dropping it off. And it's like maybe if it's a skillless job for a person with one app, it's a
Right.
skillless job. But if you're sitting here and you're doing this as full time to make ends meet, to make what you need to make and more, it's not
Right.
skillless whatsoever. It Nomadic Gig Mom said she's been full time since 2016. I wish I would have
Right.
found out about this stuff back then. I
When it
wish
was good.
I would have. I heard the stories about COVID, COVID DoorDash and COVID Instacart. I wish I would have been out there for that. Because you know what I was doing? I was working at Applebee's, bringing people their food to their cars, getting yelled at and food thrown at me as an essential
Mhm.
worker, making $9 or $8 an hour or whatever the heck I was making around that time. That's what I was doing during COVID, being disrespected, being treated like I wasn't good enough at jobs. There was many jobs where I was trying to get promoted and they wouldn't promote me. I had to work a little harder. Now, guess what? I promote myself.
That's right.
So when people
And
say
that,
get a real job or whatever that is, it's just like you don't, like you said, if people know the hours and energy that we put in this, they would definitely call it a real
Mhm.
job.
Exactly. And like
So,
that's actually why I started going out to Avon, is because Meyer opens up at like 5 a.m., 5 or 6. And I was like, oh, I can get an earlier start at 5 a.m. So I wake up at 4, get
yeah.
out there by 5 and work hard all day. And I'll make $300-$400 if I stay out till 10.
Yep, and
Till
then
10 p.m.
you're home and the sun's still up and you
Yep,
still have your whole day.
exactly. That's 100% true.
Yeah. So, but it was nice talking to you. We're gonna try to get
Yeah, I was about to say I'm gonna let you go because so somebody else can get up in here.
all
But it
right.
was
All
definitely a
right, nice
pleasure
talking to
talking
you.
to you. I'm glad I found you, and I'm gonna keep watching your videos.
Thank you. All right.
All right, bye
Be
bye.
good out there.
You too.
All right, you guys. So that was a nice little talk there. This was fun. I wanted to look at some of the comments that were going on over here and kind of talk about them. Dashing Dink, are you still here? You had COVID twice last year. Mm-mm. I had it once in the past, however many years that this has been going on, and it is not. I'm so glad I'm feeling better. I cannot wait to get back out on the road. You don't know much about DoorDash. What do you mainly do? Instacart? That's the nice thing about being independent. Again, with this, if people that don't do this job need the hours and energy, they would definitely call this a real job. And that is just the realest thing because it's the energy and the hours that we do put in it is crazy. Like I put as much effort in doing this as I would my old job. I probably put more effort into this than my old job because guess what? My old job, no matter what I did, I got paid the same. This, it's you get in gig work what you put into it. If you're not going to put into it, you're not going to make much. The people who are out here doing DoorDash and Uber Eats who are pulling $300-$400 days, guess what? They're out there and they're doing what they need to do and they've learned the skill, they've learned the trade, and they know what they're doing. Again, hello, Gene. How's it freaking going? I've missed you. I know. I had to change it. Let's see. I've been on and off full time right now. I do W-2 and gig. I say full time. Yeah. I started out with gig work doing part time just because I was just like, I started it out like, I can make. I remember I left my job one day and I turned on Instacart because I was just like, let's just try this out. I got my little thing going. I'll add you in a 1 second, Dash and Dink. I remember I left and I was like, let me just turn on Instacart. I got a Meyer order. I was like, oh, this is cool. I did it. I shopped it. You know, the first shop is always, it was terrible. It took me like an hour and 30 minutes for maybe 20 items. But I was like, wow, I just made $80 after I did that shift. I just made $80 doing this after I just left my job. And then the next day I was like, oh, shoot, I made 100. The next day I made more and I made more. And I was like, okay, if I did this in DoorDash, or let's see Uber, let's see this. I started to get on the gig economy on YouTube and seeing what they were doing. And I'm like, wow, this is something that I could do because I only work 1 day a week. So what's the difference if I just did this 1 day a week or did that 1 day a week? So that's pretty much how I got on to gig work and then eventually did it to full time. All right, Dashing Dink. Hello, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Did you go out and work today?
I didn't. I'm gonna go tomorrow. I'm just getting over whatever crud I had. So
Oh, the where I've been spreading COVID around the gig economy.
no COVID. No COVID.
No COVID. Look at this. I'm probably approaching 13,000 deliveries into Grubhub. Wow. I think I have 5. I think I have 5. Wow. But how's it going? What's your input? Because I'm more curious about seeing that your name is Dashing Dink. You do a lot of DoorDashes?
It's actually a play on my last name. My last name's Dinkle. So
Oh, okay. But do you do a lot of DoorDash?
yeah, I've been DoorDashing for about 2.5 years now. I'm setting at around 3,200 DoorDash deliveries.
Oh, wow.
And I just started doing Instacart like the beginning of December.
Mm-hmm.
But my biggest thing I wanted to say was, like we were talking about people not saying that this is not a real job and so on and so forth. But, when you go out there, I know when I first started, it was because I have a seasonal job at one of the state parks here in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And so I work April through October. And the first year I was there, I took the winter off, collected unemployment, and it was like, they don't pay anything.
Right.
So I found gig work. I absolutely fell in love with it. And it was just something where if I had an appointment, if I had to go somewhere, I could do that. And I was in charge of my own destiny when it came to what I made.
Mm-hmm.
And this became so addictive. Like, I'll be doing my W-2 in the summer and I'm just itching to get out and DoorDash or get out
Turning
and
it on while you're there, knowing you have no intentions of taking an order.
Yeah, and it's like, but people don't understand. We have opportunities to make big money doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And whether we have to take care of our own taxes or whatever, we're out there busting our butts to make ends meet, pay that extra bill off, whatever the case might be. And to have someone sit there and say, get a real job. This isn't something that is going to last or whatever. And it might not. But for the time being, we get out of it what we put into it. And I'm proud of everyone here that's, been doing this for some time and been putting the time and the effort in. So.
Right. How's it going, Nomadic?
Oh, how you doing, Gig Gal?
I'm good. I see. You
Hi,
said
Dave.
6K, right? There are 13,000 in
Grubhub. With just Grubhub, I'm approaching probably 13K. But I started back in 2016 with deliveries because I've been a gig worker since 2015 because I'm actually a traveling hairdresser. So
Okay.
I worked through an app.
You trying to help me out over here?
Well, no, I'm just telling you my experience being in the economy for as long as I've been. I started off doing hair because I've been a hairdresser for years, for like more than 10 years, like 15 years, I think, or something like that. And then I'm in New York where all pretty much the apps are pretty much started. So when that, opportunity came up, I was like, oh, this is new. Let's try it out. Sorry, somebody was calling me. Can you hear me? Okay. So when the opportunity came, I was like, "Oh, let's see how this works." But since it was still relatively new, there wasn't really that much, I guess, people that were getting on the app as often.
Right, that knew
So
about it to order. Because
yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't know
that knew
about
about it
DoorDash
exactly because
until
no, everybody's like, "Oh, that's not something that you can do. You know, that's impossible. You can only go to a salon or get your hair done there." And I'm like,
Mhm.
"No, this is a new generation of people that don't have the time to do any of that stuff. They need people to come to them instead of them coming to us. You know what I mean? That's just how it is."
Right.
And then Postmates came into the market, then Instacart, then DoorDash, and all of these came in, and I signed up with all of them. There's opportunities out there. Like it's hard to sustain it because you got to actually put in the work for it. This is not a traditional job for everyone.
Right.
Okay,
And the
you're the
thing I
one
love
that
about it
actually go
too,
out there.
sorry,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just
I'm
gonna
sorry.
say the thing I love about it too is look at the wide range of people of all ages can do this.
Right.
With
Not children. I mean, maybe like 18-year-olds. Yeah,
yeah, but if
yeah.
if you have a valid license and insurance, you can go out
hmm
and do this from the age of 18 to, it checks what, 65?
I think that it's really nice that people, I mean, I think you could do it from 16, right? Or do you have to be 18?
I don't know. It depends on the state, right?
That
I
would
don't
that
know.
would be something definitely to look up
Yeah,
because I mean, shoot, when I was 16 and I'm sitting here like I'm trying to save up for this and to move out and all that other stuff, like this would have been perfect to know.
yeah, yeah. But I
So
think in New York, you can't be 16 and have a license. I think you got to be 18 to drive in the state of New York.
but
At
New
least I
York
know for
New York
here.
does the whole Uber on the bike stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. You could do the bike. Exactly. You're right. You're right.
So I
Exactly.
mean, yeah. So I
I,
mean,
I'm I'm thinking of it. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of it as cars because I drive my car. I'm not gonna drive
right.
no e-bike or
Right.
anything
I
like that.
do
It's
I
too
do
cold.
watch I watch Biker EV all the time. He does all the shorts and
Yeah,
stuff like that. I see he's in Washington DC though. So
yeah.
a lot of different
It's too
places
cold.
too. I haven't seen like a setting over here on Uber where I could get on a bike, but I'm like, shoot. I
I
used to
mean, they're
do
the real MVPs over here. I mean, for sure, definitely. They're the real.
so
I see them all the time on their scooters, on their bikes, on their e-bikes, whatever it is that they use to even deliver over here. I mean, I give it up to them, but it's too cold. And sometimes, when with the snow coming in soon, I mean, there's going to be more snow coming in the next month coming.
mhm.
And it being it goes into a deep freeze at times. I mean, I give it to them, they're still out here
Sure
hustling.
are. And you know what
you
the
know
funniest thing is because anybody who watches, they see like my phone. I'm always on the phone with my mom. Always on the phone with my mom. And she used to tell me this stuff's not fun in the wintertime. This stuff isn't fun in the wintertime. But I'm thinking in my head though, I'm like, but this is our time to shine. Like people don't want to leave. This is our time to shine. This is where the money is at in the wintertime when it's cold, when it's if my car like if it's cold, like the past couple, like the 2 weeks that I've worked, it was like below freezing temperatures, absolutely terrible. And I'm just like, I'm going to get out here because if I don't want to leave, I know half the other people don't want to leave either. And lo and behold, it was order after order after order after order after order and made some really good money. So then when the snow finally did come in the day that it did, I think it was on Friday, like last Friday, I was able to stay in because I was able to plan for it. But if I worked at a W-2, guess what? They're like, oh, you can't make it in while you're written up. So,
Mhm.
and then it goes into the other fact that Dink was talking about people who say that it's not a real job and how they don't, we put so much effort and you get what you put in and stuff like that. The people who are telling us to get real jobs are the main people that are ordering from these apps. They're the main ones doing it, but you want us to get other jobs. So what's going to happen when there is no more DoorDash? Are you going to get mad at us for it because we went off and did something else or made our own apps or whatever it is? It's absolutely crazy. I used to do
And
DoorDash and
another
Uber on a bike in Manhattan.
Yeah, I mean, I won't go to Manhattan to do any door dashing at all. I mean, because I'm in the car. It's not. It's better for you to have a scooter or a bike
I'm
to be
not
in
good.
Manhattan.
I'm not good in cities at all. I'm not good in cities at all. I cannot. I absolutely hate it. I'm like, if I'm in a different city that I don't know, I'm like, I need to get out of here before I have a freaking anxiety attack. I have Amazon Prime, so Grubhub is free. I didn't know Grubhub gave you free service.
Oh,
From,
the delivery free is free. You don't have to pay for delivery free
and see,
because you
this
got
is
a
why
Prime. You have
this is
Prime.
why I love Gene, because most people who get free delivery wouldn't pass that on, which I don't blame them. You know, we're not saying, you know, you need to give us your entire life savings and your life insurance and give
Hmm.
us the money that you're going to pay your mortgage with, but like, come on. We're out here, especially in this time and this weather and stuff like that. It's cold. We have kids to feed. It's cold out here. Like, let's I'm not one to sit here and be like, you know, you need to pay my wages, but I mean, this morning I ordered DoorDash because I didn't feel like leaving and I was sick. I ordered some breakfast. I tipped $8 and I lived a mile away. Like, it's not hard. If you have the money to do it, tip. Because you know what? 9 times out of 10, the person delivering your order delivers in this area a lot and they'll remember you. And then do you want to get a bad rap with that or not? It's the same as serving. There's been plenty of times where you'll see a really good tipper at the front door and you're like, I hope they get sat in my section. Or you see some really crappy tippers at the front door and you're like, please don't sit them with me. Like, please. So like we know who you guys are. Not that we're gonna do something to you or anything like that, just other than not take your order, but like we see that.
One more really quick thing, and then I'll let you have your show. But I was setting out the other day, and I got to a place with two other dashers, and we were talking, and they were saying, "Man, it is so slow. I just, it's not even worth being out here because I can't make any money." And I looked at both of them and I said, "Well, are you guys shopping? Or have you signed up for Instacart, or have you done any of that?" "Well, what do you mean shopping?" And I said, "Well, you've got to activate your red card, and you'll get shopping orders on DoorDash." And I said, "And if not that, you know, you can sign up for Instacart and do grocery shopping orders, because I've seen shopping orders tick up so much in the last probably 6 months to a year. And it's just so much more convenient for people, like it was said earlier, that can't get out, have, you know, physical issues, car issues, whatever the case might be." And I'm like, I'm going out here and I'm doing just fine, but I'm taking these shopping orders. So,
Right.
you know, if you guys are having struggles with food delivery, you need to start shopping. So
You need to get on more apps too, because one
Yeah.
app, there's plenty of times where Spark, which is my number one, my favorite app, there's plenty of times where that's just dead for me that day and I have to resort to something else. I go out and I'm like, today's going to be a Spark day. I'm going to full-fledged focus on Sparks today. Then it's like crickets. So then guess what? I got to turn on my other apps. So, I mean, yeah, if the people out here who aren't making the money, I mean, at some point, I got to the point where I stopped giving them advice around here, because at the end of the day, they're giving people bad service and stuff like that and taking
Yes.
my orders.
All right, well, I'm gonna let you go.
All
job.
right. Thank you. Bye-bye. So, what market do you work in?
Me?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Oh, I'm in the Bronx, New York City. I'm one of the boroughs of New York City.
Oh my goodness, I could not imagine delivering out in New York City.
Oh, it's no big deal. It's okay. I don't have a problem with that.
Yes.
I've been, like I said, I've been on these apps for years. You have to make it work for yourself. I don't advocate. I mean, I'm always with I don't know if you know Hawaii, Dash Your Life Hawaii, and he's a big one app person. So am I. We mostly work for like just one app, because if you can make it work for you, it can work for your benefit. But I mean, if you're having trouble with any app that's not giving you money, well, then you can always obviously adapt to other apps to make sure you're fulfilling, because the whole point of why I even got into deliveries was to supplement my missing income, right? Because like I said, when I first started, it wasn't as profitable as it is today. Like I could get on the hair app now and have a whole bunch of appointments and don't really need to do any deliveries because it will fulfill my income, right? But because that's that type of work is a lot more different than deliveries for me, that I just prefer to do deliveries because it keeps me closer to home, which keeps me closer to my family and my children. So that's why, that's why. What happened? What happened?
You want to drop the name of that app that you use when you?
Oh, I don't want to publicly say the name of the app. Maybe I can send it to you.
Yeah, no, for real.
Different way.
If you see what I'm going on over here with this, like I need some.
Well, I don't know if it's in your market because you say you're like in Cleveland. They're only in like it's like New York, DC. I don't even think they're really in Florida. I know they're in Nashville. They're mostly like in California, like OC, LA, San Francisco, like all the major cities.
Yeah,
Las
definitely.
Vegas.
Send me an email of that. If you could just,
Okay.
I'll check it out and see because
I mean, you could check it out and see. You could check it out and see. I don't want to name the, I don't want to.
You're good. You're good.
That's
You're
more
totally
for like
good.
a professional.
But back to where you said that, like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people who didn't even know that these apps existed. I'll say I have never ordered on Instacart until after I started working for Instacart.
Oh, really?
It
was a big thing during the lockdown because people wasn't able to go to the supermarket because they were probably, sick.
See, for the lockdown for me, I was an essential worker, so I wasn't scared to go out to the stores and stuff like that. So I actually just learned that on the Walmart app, so not like Spark, but the actual like Walmart app, there is a setting in here where you can look up recipes for stuff, like for meals, for dinners and things like that. And it'll tell you the recipes, it'll tell you exactly what you need, how much of it, how to cook it, and make you a shopping list based on the recipes that you picked out. And I'm like, this is getting crazy. Like that is so cool. I've never seen that before.
So they're trying to be like a HelloFresh kind of thing.
Kind of, but instead of sending you, I used to love HelloFresh. I still use the recipes. I love HelloFresh. But like, I just thought that was so cool because for like people like me, like I don't really use the apps because I feel like for me to use the apps, it just kind of like, I don't know. I'd rather save the money and do my grocery shopping myself. But I seen that and I was like, that is a super cool thing. I was gonna make a video on it because for people like Jean, for instance, like Jean, she uses Instacart all the time. I don't know if she uses Walmart Spark or if it's available in her vicinity, but just to be able to have the apps adapt to people and know what the people want instead of just being like, here's a grocery list, have fun, shop for it, or here's, DoorDash. I don't know. I don't really like to use DoorDash because I feel like it's very addicting when you start to use DoorDash. Having somebody, Jean said Boston.
Boston? She's in Boston?
I'm not sure. We'll see what she says back. But I just love the fact that now Instacart doesn't adapt like that. I don't know if Instacart has that setting, but I just thought that was really cool because for somebody like me, that makes me want to gear towards more Spark using Walmart's platform instead of Instacart's platform because it seems like they're more for customer. What is that? What would that be like? Lost my train of thought, but the simple fact of people not knowing that these apps exist and what they can really do to be helpful, even if you're not going to use it to deliver, you could still look up things to see if they have it in stock or whatever the case may be. So that encourages people to use it more. And I think that that's probably why. I don't know if this is like something that they just released into my market or something like that for people to use. But I think that that's why I see such a big fluctuation in shopping orders for me over here. Do you do any shopping orders?
Yes. With Grubhub, they have shop and pay with CVS and Rite Aid. They're not my best ones. I really don't like shopping, but they're good payouts.
That's
It
good.
took me like the other day. I was so upset. I mean, it was a good payout. It was like $30.91 to shop like 8 items
Mm-hmm.
at CVS. But with the way that Grubhub does it, with DoorDash is a little different because they tell you where the aisles are at. With
Uh-huh.
Grubhub, they don't tell you where to find these items. So I'm like all over the store trying to find it,
Right.
and that's probably the issue that I'm having right now with them, which that's why I don't like it. DoorDash, I mean, still like even with their shop and pays, they haven't been that bad. But
Right.
I'm not. I prefer not to do that at all.
Yeah.
It's not my thing. I actually don't like shopping. I'm not a shopper. I don't shop. I don't shop for my food. My daughter does that. I have
Oh.
I have an older daughter. She drives to the supermarket. She gets the stuff and she brings it home. Like I don't have to do any of that stuff. I just make a list of the stuff that we need.
That's the hardest part is the list, right?
Yeah, I'm like I don't do any of that stuff.
It's very
Absolutely.
surprising for me when I hear that people don't like the shopping orders because I love the shopping orders.
It's just it's too much time. I mean, I prefer just like picking it up. That could take you like at least 15 minutes depending on the order,
True.
If they're on time.
Like
and
I
it doesn't
said,
take
when
you-
I first, even if like I would do a shopping order and it will take me an hour and a half, and I'm on the phone with my mom and she's just doing DoorDash and she just made the same amount of money I just did just by picking
Uh-huh.
up and dropping off. I would just say, and my biggest thing with food delivery was just the customer service of the restaurants that I'd be picking up from was the main thing that would make me mad because as from somebody coming from the restaurant industry and always acknowledged every customer, whether it be DoorDash or somebody just doing a regular pickup or somebody trying to dine in to eat, whatever the case may be, I was always like customer service is number one. And these restaurants nowadays, they just kind of like they won't acknowledge you. They won't say anything. They won't even tell you that if your order is ready. My biggest thing is I would have, and this happens all the time with Uber, you'll sit there and you'll be waiting. And then 10 minutes later, they're like, oh, that order was already picked up by somebody else. Well, if you would have acknowledged me 10 minutes ago, you would have been able to tell me that and we both could have got on with our days. But now instead you have me standing here like an idiot. And I just didn't like that. So I kind of strayed away from food delivery when I was just, because I'm not one to go into a restaurant and they not acknowledge me and be like, oh, excuse me. Like, I'll drop the order and I'll leave. Like, before I start to make a scene or anything like that. And that's why I think I prefer the shopping orders more than pickups or things like that, because it's my pace. I know what I can do. I know what I can make hourly. I look at the items. I make sure I know exactly where each item's at, things like that. So I think that that's why, for me and myself, opinion wise, steered more towards shopping, because I don't have to deal with the employees because they hate us for some reason. Because
they don't like us at all. Yeah,
and you know what? Sometimes I don't blame them, because I go in and I'll pick up an order and I'll see 3 different dashers all doing this, just tapping their foot, just talking under their breath, and just being absolute dickheads. And it's not cool. You can't do that. Like, you got to treat everybody with respect. And since you're not giving them respect, they're not going to give us respect. Doesn't matter who we are. We have the label DoorDash or we have the label Grubhub on us. We're automatically going to be treated like we act like one of them. And that's just not the case. And I see it all the time. And I try to speak up. What I do is, if I see somebody like that, I just go, ew. I just say, ew. Like,
there's a lot of times I've seen very rude delivery drivers speaking to the employees of the merchant. It's disgusting. It makes us look bad, like the people that are actually just there to be more professional about it and just like get in and get out. They're just like, oh, hurry up. I've been here for so long. You said 5 minutes. And I'm like, but it's not even that serious, man. Like,
right.
it's
like,
really not.
At the end of the day, you took the order. you know it's because 9 times out of 10 it's a Friday night dinner shift, busy, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. All the restaurant employees are running with their heads cut off and they're busy. Like, do you expect that you're going to get better service than the people that are actually tipping them? No. Like, and at the end of the day, no, I've worked there. No, you're not. But kindness goes a long way for both ends. Kindness goes a long way. But for us, we have the ability to drop the order after 10 minutes now, which is why I like DoorDash that they added this is 10 minutes, drop it without it even hitting your stuff. There's nothing wrong with going to sit out in your car, watching a couple videos, listening to a song or two and coming back in and check in and give yourself, okay, I'll wait 8 minutes. And if it's not ready by 8 minutes, then I'll just go on to the next order. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. We're literally just here to pick up some food. If anything, turn on a different app and see if something's popping off on there. And if you get a good order, drop it. But if you're not going to make anything else, then sit there and wait for the order instead of being rude. Like, I just see it so much. And it's like, man, like, you guys literally don't know how good you have it. And you're going to make this 16-year-old hostess life hell because you're not getting your customers food. Text your customer. I'm sure you maybe even get an up tip because you're sitting there communicating about the wait or something like that. It is not that big of a deal. And people love to make it a big deal.
And you know what's crazy? Majority of the fast food, I see them, they all like children, and I can't even be upset with them because they're like, majority of the time they don't want to be there, but they're there because they want their own money. So I'm like, I don't even get mad.
I was a manager there. I know pretty much the stories. Like, I've hired these people. I've worked side by side with these people. Half of these people here aren't getting paid what you think they are. And then I think it's funny how people they yell. And for anybody who's in this right now, who is the person that we're talking about, if you see, say you're at an Applebee's, because I'll just say that because that's just who I worked for. The car side employee has no freaking control over how fast your order gets out. 9 times out of 10, it's the cooks. The cooks are the ones who cook it. So while you're yelling at this car side employee or saying, hey, where's this? Where's this? I've been waiting for this long. Where's this? She goes from the front, gets yelled at by you, then goes to the back and says, hey, guys, I have a DoorDash customer up there waiting. He's, blah, 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 and then gets yelled at by the cooks. Like, why? Like, it takes you to just be patient. That's it. And I know some stores literally take forever, and but you know those stores in your market, like right here, Popeyes, North Olmsted, are horrible to DoorDash. If you know that they are, don't take the orders. Don't take them. Just blacklist that. I think Trader said that you're able to text support and kind of say you don't want any more Taco Bell orders, or you don't want any more Popeyes orders or any more Applebee's orders, and they're able to filter that out for you. I don't know how true that is, but I think that you're able to do that.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not. Is this just for like DoorDash?
I'm guessing. I haven't seen anybody practice it before, and I don't really have any stores in my market that I would do that to. But shoot, maybe I'll try it one day just to see. Maybe it's just
not with Grubhub.
See, I don't
care. Yeah, but Grubhub don't care. I tell them all the time, I hate this. There's one particular one that I was like having a lot of problems with, like in the past year. Right, and it's a sandwich shop that's close by. It's busy because it's open 24 hours. You get like a sandwich, like over here, people love sandwiches for some reason. Like they love them hoagies. So, but I always go there, and they actually want me to do their job for them. Like I don't work here, my guy. Like I don't work in your store. Like, why do I have to go to the back and get the stuff that you're supposed to be getting because you don't want to move from the front? Like, that's not my job. You know what I mean? That's not my job. And then what happened?
They make you go to the back and like what?
Yeah, because it's being made in like the deli that's in the back. But see, when it's done, they're supposed to bring it to the front like that. The people in the front supposed to bag it up and then give it to me. I'm like, and then once I get there, they're like, "Oh, it's not ready. You need to go to the back and go get it." I'm like, "Oh no! This is not
like
what's going to happen."
Or they're having you go back
This
into
is a store.
kitchen?
Yeah, this
Oh.
is a store, like a deli, because the deli's like in the back
Oh.
side of where the store is at.
Okay.
And I'm like, no, that's not what I'm gonna be doing. And I tell them right now, like I've not that I yelled at them, but I've called, Grubhub about it. I'm like, why you keep on sending me here? I'm always having problems with them. And after a while, they just, you know, every time I go there now, they have it ready, or I don't have to go to the back. Because I told them many times I'm not going to the back. That's not what I'm supposed to be doing here. This is not what I'm here for. I don't even come to this store on my personal time. So I'm not going to do that. But
We're
the
like,
way that they speak to me is like almost like, oh no, you're supposed to do it. Like that's how they're speaking to me. And I'm like, no, that's not what I'm doing. Absolutely not.
I'm
And
not
I'll
supposed
say,
to do anything.
what happened? What happened?
Like I'm not supposed to be doing anything. I'm supposed
No,
to
I'm
be
supposed to
here
be picking up the order and leaving the store. That's what I'm supposed to be doing right here.
Well,
No, but
all
but
right.
it was many times. No, there was one time that I literally like, stood waiting for half an hour in the back where where they told me to go to. They're like, go to the back. I went to the back, stood there for 30 minutes, and
For
was
a cold
ignored.
sandwich.
And was ignored because they're like, oh no, we have people in the store, so we got to do their orders. I was like, but this person ordered food way before these people even showed up, and you're not making nothing. And then after a while, they just didn't respond to me.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Yeah, so that's why after a while I was like, nope, I'm not going to the back. Absolutely not. I'm not doing that anymore because I waited many times in the back and didn't even get my order one time, and I wasn't paid for it.
All right. All right. Well, all right. Well, it was nice talking to you, though.
I'm sorry if I sounded hostile.
No, you're fine, girl. Listen, because I'm about to go into a whole rant about that. But I'm gonna give somebody else a chance to get in here if they want. The StreamYard
Okay.
is up.
But I'll
can
be
let
around.
them know
I'm
what
always
to
on
do.
a live stream somewhere.
You said what?
I'm always on a live stream somewhere. Like I told you,
Yeah.
I'm always with, like
Me,
Dash of Life Hawaii or something like that. He's also live all night.
me too. I've since I've been sick, I've been in everybody's live streams. But all right, I'm gonna give somebody else another chance, and I'm gonna kind of talk more about that, what you just said too. So, but it was nice
Okay,
talking
no problem.
to you.
Nice to talk to you too. Have a good night. I
Good
hope
night.
it get better.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, you guys. So that is another topic that we could talk about. I'll probably be on until for like another 10 minutes if anybody else wants to join in. But we'll probably go to about 8 o'clock. But that is a big thing. Gig apps that you use, DoorDash, Uber. I won't put shoppings in here because you don't really get it with shoppings, but DoorDash, Uber, Grubhub, whatever app that you're using, them having you do some of the work or them treating you like there's people here that place their order after you, but since there are customers, since they're here and they're waiting for their food, they need to be served first. What are your opinions on that? Because I know, for instance, and I'll put their name out here, but Panera Bread. Panera Bread is notorious for ignoring me, at least in my market, ignoring me and getting the people who ordered at the register first. But are we failing to realize that the people who are placing these orders on DoorDash that we're here to pick up for, our customers, are also your customers too, and you also need to serve them with the same speed that you're serving the customers that are in here ordering? Just because we're DoorDash drivers, we are the customer at that point. We are the customer. If I'm picking up for Jean, guess what? Right now, my name is Jean, and I'm picking up for Jean, and I need to get this food to Jean that she ordered on your platform. I have some places that make me fill up drinks, which isn't isn't the worst. But aren't these drinks supposed to be sealed? Aren't DoorDash drivers not supposed to be able to get into, your food like that? Imagine you get a crappy DoorDash driver who wants to stick his finger all in your drink, Hi, Mather. My son needs to eat here soon, so I'm going to get off here in about 10 minutes. But I would love to hear some opinions about that, or some let me grab him. But I would love to hear you guys' opinions about that. If you guys have ever done anything where the people make you do the work for them. Right? No? Hi, Star. Chipotle. Chipotle makes you? Let me see. Chipotle. Nick Scott says Chipotle. Hi, Star. I've never had Chipotle. Chipotle is actually like one of the top tier ones. I love Chipotle. If I see a Chipotle order that's good, 9 times out of 10, it's ready. I don't really have a problem with them. Mine is Panera, Wendy's. I refuse to even attempt a Popeyes because I see all the comments that I see about Popeyes. I feel like that I shouldn't even attempt to do Popeyes. I know a Firehouse Subs around me. They will go get your drinks for you in the front, and sometimes I'll offer, like, you want me to just grab it if they're busy. But I've never had somebody tell me to go to the back and get it myself, though. I've never had that. Maybe Grubhub is just different. Maybe they just do different stores. Speedway, they even shop their own orders. They've never asked me to get my own order. I think my biggest problem with food delivery is just not being acknowledged. I'm not being acknowledged. They're not talking to me, especially with Uber orders. You're not talking to me. You're not telling me anything. You're not letting me know what's going on. I'm sitting here. I'm waiting just for you to tell me that the order's already been picked up, or you're not telling me what I'm waiting on. So I would just say that is my biggest. They make you wait. They make you wait for longer than you're supposed to. They cater to everyone in the line first, and then they attempt to try to make you a gig customer order. So does your Chipotle, Nick, not have two where they have a line and then they have their own separate assembly line where they do the online ordering? Because I would say I had a problem with that with Chipotle in the beginning before they pretty much updated all the Chipotles around me to have like two separate assembly lines, one for pickups and one for inline people. I remember when I first was doing Chipotle, I just out of curiosity, I waited for like an hour and a half on a Chipotle order. I don't even think I ever got it. I think I was just waiting just because people were going off and I was just being nosy. They shouldn't have you make drinks. Exactly. That's not what we're here for. Wingstop makes me do drinks. They do. I don't really have a problem with it. I've never been one to be like, I'm not gonna do that. But at the same time, too, it is not my job. This stuff should be sealed and ready to go for the random driver that you're sending it to get to the customer. It should be sealed. You never know what somebody can put in that drink. You never know. But all right, you guys, I'm going to get off of here. Thank you for coming on to my first StreamYard live stream. This was fun. I did realize since I was on the other one for like 15 minutes that this has now turned into almost a 2-hour live stream, which I was not looking forward to. Well, I was, whatever. But it was fun talking. So I wish I could answer that. After my third attempt during 2020, so I'm never coming back here. I don't care how much it's paying. You should try. You should definitely try it because around 2022, mid-2022 is when they started to update all the Chipotles. Some of them even have drive-thrus that you can drive through to pick up the order. Chipotle has 100% stepped their game up. I love Chipotle. If I was to have it rated, it would be one of the top tier ones. So I would say if you still are doing DoorDash and stuff like that, to definitely try Chipotle out because I think they're pretty much 90% ready all the time. So definitely try Chipotle out again. But as you can hear, we're not completely better yet. So I don't know if I'll be recording a video tomorrow or not. I don't know if I'm even going to get out tomorrow or not. We will see. But thank you guys so much for joining this live stream, and I hope you had a great day.